Welcome back, students. It's Mr. Campbell here again with day 5 of Unit 2. Again, hopefully we are going right along with our notebooks. We're up to page 7 now. If you need more room, again, make a page 7B. Today is Thursday, October 1st, a new month. So let's start the new month off right. Only 3 months left of the year of 2020. And we've got to finish the week off strong because, as you guys know, we've got a notebook check happening tomorrow. Be ready for 2 random pages to be selected to be sent to me through images that through pictures you will take. Send those as JPEGs as well. We also have our next unit quiz tomorrow. I'm thinking around 15 questions. So have your notes up to date for today. We will have notes as well. We will have a video lesson as well tomorrow to get right on track with the other classes as we've been kind of playing catch up a little bit. So go ahead, have your stuff ready. Make sure your notebook is fully up to date before you do the notebook check and the notebook quiz. Let's go ahead and begin with our questions here on page 7 or 7B. Number 1, what are 2 different types of earthquake waves and what are their differences? You guys are going to make a T-chart for that, right? So we learned about 2 different waves yesterday. What are they? How are they different, right? You should have written that on page 6, I believe, or page 8, page 6 or 8. Okay, and then it says here, number 2, what sphere do earthquakes occur in? Is it mesosphere? Is it asthenosphere? Is that lithosphere? Those details are found in page 4 where we wrote out all the different layers, right? And we described each one with the composition, with the density, all those things as well. As for updates, guys, again, these updates are kind of older with our in-person class, but my updates, like we just said, we got the notebook check tomorrow after the lesson. We've got the unit quiz tomorrow. Again, take those over the weekend, turn those in after you get the video lesson done. Oh, also don't forget, we've got the Unit 2 Vocab 1 due tomorrow as well. It's the 13 words, right? The inner core, outer core, mesosphere, asthenosphere, all that. That is due tomorrow as well. Take a moment to pause, write these questions down on page 7 or 7B and answer them as well. Moving on, number 1. We have our T-chart right here, guys. Again, our 2 types of waves are going to be P waves and S waves. We wrote this out on page 8. Let me just check my pages here. Yeah. So we should have written this out on page 8 already, guys. Again, the P waves are the fastest. They are first. Okay, P stands for primary because they're first as well. Right? We're talking about the different types of waves that earthquakes give off. The other alternate name for P waves, super important to know, is called longitudinal waves. Again, they're going to be going straight forward, back and forth, right? And then they are able, super important as well, to pass through liquids and solids. Thus, P waves can go through all layers of the earth, the core, the mantle, the crust, all of it. S waves, a little different, a little alternate, right? Second, they're going to be second in the order of waves. We're going to have 3 total we'll learn about a new one today. They're also known as secondary, and their other name is called transverse waves because they move up and down. Again, they move up and down. If you recall, I showed this yesterday through the GIF, which I'll go back to here in a second. And then again, they cannot actually pass liquids. S waves can only pass through solids because they're not going to be a direct connection. They're going to be going up and down, and that up and down movement kind of messes up their ability to go through those liquid layers. The only liquid layer, if you guys remember, we got to know this, okay? All layers of the earth are solid except for one. The only layer that is not a solid is the outer core. The outer core is the only liquid layer. And again, just to go back and see this from the other day, okay? Showing a lot of stuff that we were not ready for. There we go. So again, we can see there, longitudinal, our P wave is straightforward. And we can see up and down. Again, that's the S wave, the transverse wave. That up and down movement slows it down and stops it at that liquid layer, right? So let's go ahead and move on here. No. Okay, ignore all that. Ignore that because we're going to do some different stuff in a little bit. Okay, so got our T-chart. We've got all that down. Simply put, what sphere do earthquakes occur in? And we should know earthquakes involve the slipping of plates and volcanic eruptions, but the slipping of plates is kind of a giveaway. When we talk about tectonic plates, we're talking about crust. What sphere involves the crust? It's going to be the lithosphere. Number 2 is going to be the lithosphere. Again, have those two answers in your Go Blues for page 7. Let's go ahead and move on. No need to worry about test makeups. We do have a new update for table of contents. I believe tomorrow we're going to begin Earth's magnetic field and heat. That's why we can see LeBron James with Heat there dunking, right? Unfortunately, he's not with the Heat anymore. He's now with the Lakers. And as of this recording, they beat the Heat pretty bad yesterday in Game 1 of the Finals. But again, you got to win 4 games to continue. So we'll see if the Miami Heat can do better. But pages 9 through 11, go ahead and add Earth's magnetic field and heat. And we are going to get to where we left off from yesterday. I need you guys on page 7 or 7B to write these two things down. Number 1, again, we're learning about earthquakes and a little bit of tsunami stuff today. I need to know, what is the purpose of the Richter scale? You guys can kind of see up here this machine. This is called a seismograph. Okay, again, this is called, we learned about that the other day, seismograph. All right, that's what's measuring those earthquakes. But there's a way, how do we understand those measurements, okay? So number 1, what's the purpose of the Richter scale? Number 2, what does the curve on the Richter scale tell us about the quake? Go ahead and write those two things down, and let's move on and go to page, I'm gonna give you a little sample of this video here. Hopefully if I can just get it to the screen here. Uh-oh.
Did you know that Earth has 2 North Poles?
Wrong video here. I've just got to get, here we go, here's the Bun Eye video. Okay, so the Richter scale, I'm just going to show a sample of it. You guys need to watch it all on your own to answer all the questions. Number 1 is answered right away, so I'm going to give you number 1 right here.
The Richter scale is a way to compare the size of one earthquake to the size of another.
There you go, guys, Richter scale. We're going to be comparing one earthquake to another, and we're going to be, also add this, we're going to be measuring what's called magnitude. Measuring magnitude. So like units of measurement, like for like you've got centimeters, you got pounds, you got kilograms. The unit of measurement for earthquakes is called magnitude. So again, measuring magnitude and comparing earthquakes. Let's continue. Earthquake. So, yeah.
Now the ground can move in all different directions, but to start out with, let's say it's moving up and down, like this. See how we have a nice smooth curve? That's.
And then Bill Nye is going to go over what that curve means. For number 2, you got to answer, like pretty much, and he answers at the end of the video. You need to tell me how do we differentiate between a 1.0 magnitude earthquake versus like a 2.0. There's a specific number. The numbers will change based on the strength level. He shows it here. You can see those numbers down there, right? That's going to give you that answer for number 2. So do that on your own, guys. Have that for any video questions or notebook quiz questions we might have. Let's go ahead and move on, guys, to some tsunami stuff. Questions asked yourself. We got Iron Man down there, right? Unfortunately, there's going to be no more Iron Man movies. Very upset about that. But still, the last Avengers movie was pretty awesome. A lot of action-packed scenes in that. Now, what exactly, when an earthquake happens in the ocean, okay, we call that a tsunami. What is a tsunami? It's a massive tidal wave when an earthquake slips and happens in the ocean, right? Can be problematic. Let's go ahead and check it. I got another video without questions kind of going over the Japan tsunami that happened 9 years ago in 2011. Very devastating, cost Japan $250 billion. I think it was like $250 billion of damage cost. And there was sadly many people who lost their lives in that. So I'm just going to go ahead. You're going to be able to watch this on your own. But I'm just going to show you a glimpse of that video that kind of shows you. Oh, there's me. I'm going to show you that video. Why is it's still recording? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. But I'm going to go ahead and show you that video that's going to get into a little bit of that Japan tsunami. And it's on you guys to watch all of that. Very interesting. Gives you a total kind of overview of that tragedy that occurred 9 years ago. Now, where's my little screen? There's me in the big screen. Now it's recording. That's good. Okay. But I need to get myself out of this. Enter full screen. Oh gosh, y'all can see it again. Okay, well there's me, a very clear picture of me. I am not sure how to minimize this. It'll either go, oh, okay. Well this is annoying, guys. I'm not quite sure. I'm just gonna do that. I'm not sure what button I pressed, what happened. I just want to know. All I want, guys, is to just have a little screen in the background so you can see me, at least at the little screen. Now, if I press this, yeah. So I'm sure if I press any buttons, I'll mess up the recording. Let's go back to this then. You can still hear my voice, hopefully. We'll do some questions in a little bit. On page 7, really quick, let's do a little activity and go through what layers P waves and S waves can pass through. This picture should give you a little hint. So go ahead, write inner core, outer core, mantle, crust. And you need to tell me if it's both P waves and S waves or just P waves. Because we know S waves can't pass through liquids, okay? So pause the video, write this out, try to answer it on your own. Okay, let's continue. As you would have thought and presumed, on page 7, inner core, P waves only. Outer core, P waves only. Why? What's the only layer that's a liquid? It's gonna be outer core. S waves can't pass through that. So crust and mantle, both waves. The core is only the P waves. All right, go ahead, guys. Let's go back to page 8. Again, we're going to continue our notes on page 8. And all I want you to do is write what's in yellow here. I just said it, but I wanted you guys to make sure you had it written down. Because S waves cannot travel through the outer core, scientists concluded that the outer core must be made of what? Liquid. So make sure to write that down. Again, I wish you guys could see me on the top right corner. You could see me on the screen. I'm just over here. But for whatever reason, I pressed a button and now it doesn't show. There's me in full screen. You know, maybe if I go to share, I mean, it's in share mode, right? Hopefully this doesn't mess it up. Okay, I'm back and it's still recording. Okay, I fixed it, guys. Now I know in the future if it messes up, what to do. So yeah, we should have written down what's in yellow, only what's in yellow on page 8. Again, S waves do not pass through liquids. S waves do not pass through liquids. Okay. Here we go. I think this is the last thing I'm gonna have you guys write for today. I think so. Super important. Write down all of this on page 8. I'm thinking, let's see here. I'm thinking this is the last thing I'm gonna have you guys. Okay. Yeah, not the last thing. But we'll work around it. Okay. So yeah, we got a few things here. Just a few things. No more videos. We'll get to videos another day. We'll have a few questions here because I only have a few minutes left till lunch is over. We have surface waves. Super important, guys. So you have your P waves. We know about S waves: primary, secondary, longitudinal, transverse. Right. Those are the alternate names. But the last wave I need you to know are surface waves, okay? Surface waves, this is what you need to know, okay? They're not used to map Earth's interior, okay? And let's just do this. I'm gonna make this easier for you guys. I don't want you to write all this as much as you need to write, okay? Just write the second point, you don't need to write that, okay? Just know, okay, they are only at the surface. The super important is the third point here. They are the slowest. We have P wave, S wave, and surface wave. Surface wave is left. They are the slowest, but they do the most damage. We talked about longitudinal with P waves. We talked about transverse with S waves. The fourth point being made on this slide is the alternate name for surface waves are also known as Love and Rayleigh waves. Pretty sure they're named after the scientists who studied this. So that's why they're called that. But again, the most important thing you need to write down is this third point here. Again, write what's in yellow. We got to know surface waves, but they are the slowest, but they are the most dangerous due to the closeness to the surface. Again, the most dangerous. They cause the most damage. All right, I'm going to skip that for another day. We'll do questions in a second. What I want you guys to do is we're going to call it a day right here. We're going to stop right here. I want you to just write seismographs are used to track seismic waves, and I want you to kind of sketch this picture up here. Just make the squig, again, we have the seismograph. Those are those things that read and they scan the paper as the earthquake happens, okay? Just kind of make your on page 8. If you need more room, go to page 8B. My apologies. Make a page 8B. Make this kind of squiggly line drawing here. You're going to need that for the Go Blue tomorrow. And the small wave at the beginning is the P wave. The kind of secondary growing wave is the S wave. And then the big wave here that does the most damage, that's your surface wave. That's your surface wave. Let's go ahead and move on to some quick questions. We may go over more tomorrow. Again, just think in your mind, we've got A is P wave, B is S wave, and C is surface wave. No need to worry about the cups and the colors and all that, right? So let's just do 2 quick questions. Which size of waves are also known as longitudinal waves? Also known as longitudinal. Is it A, P wave, B, S wave, or C, surface wave? Think about it. Take a guess. The answer, if you know by memory, is going to be A, P waves. A, P waves. One more question and we'll call it a day, guys. Which size of waves are the fastest? Which happened first? We definitely need to know this one. We just talked about this a minute ago, right? And the answer, pause the video, think about it. Answer is going to be A, P waves. A, P waves. All right, guys, again, P waves again. That concludes our lesson for today. Sorry for the little mishaps and the little video things there, but again, make sure to watch those videos. Make sure to get your notes up to date. We should be like almost done with page 8, right up from page 1 through 8. Don't forget, we're going to have another video lesson tomorrow on a Friday. And then you are going to have to do over the weekend the unit quiz, and then you're going to have to do the notebook check. You're going to need to take pictures of those 2 pages that I request. Please send those in as JPEGs, a JPG. That makes it easy, very easy for me to read those and grade those as you turn those in. Again, the grading quarter ends, guys, in 3 weeks. We got October 23rd. If you got missing assignments, which a lot of you have those, you got to turn that stuff in. You can still get credit. Better to have majority of 80%, 50% credit than have zeros on stuff. A lot of us need to step up on our e-learners. We got to step up. We got to get our stuff done. I've been calling home. I've been leaving messages and voicemails. So make sure, again, you're getting your stuff up to date. This is Mr. Campbell signing out. I will have another video lesson tomorrow on Friday.